What's up, you bastards? You already know what it is.
Oi, Huey!
Oh my god, not with this fucking nonsense. I can't stand this fucking meme. If you're the one, like, pushing this meme forward, stop it. It's dead like the low taper fade, the Nick 830. I don't want to see it on my For You page anymore. Please, okay?
Oi, Huey! Homelander done killed me wife and took me bloody son. Womp womp.
The first couple, and I was laughing,
Yeah.
and it got religious. I was like, okay, let's calm down.
Yeah. No, like there was a good one where like someone was drawing it out. So like having like Butcher like, oi, Huey. I was like, okay, this is cool. But then seeing people dress up like Butcher, I was like, all right, this is where you lost me. It's too much.
Oi, Huey.
But
Homelander took me wife and me bloody kid.
Oh god, I can't stand it. But there you go. We are talking about The Boys, the TV show, season 4. Want to preface, no Diddy stuff. So, so yeah, we're gonna be talking about season 4. It just wrapped up.
Mhm.
Everyone's going crazy. I cried a little bit.
Tell the boys I'm sorry.
Yeah, tell the boys I'm sorry. Are we doing spoilers
for the season 4?
Yeah,
absolutely.
All right. So here is your warning.
Don't click on a boys video if you haven't seen them. Like,
honestly, you're kind of stupid if you're like, oh, I want to go into this blind and not realize that it's a spoiler review. So here is your warning. If you don't want to see it, check out the episode, then come back. But I think we should start off by just giving a rate. Homelander for Prez. Okay.
Homelander for Prez.
Right. So you're Todd. You're Todd.
No, because Todd died.
Immediately.
His wife was like, or I guess the lady was like, can you find Todd for me? Like, I'm not a fan of the guy, but I'll go with time for you.
And then found him immediately too. Dead. That was outrageous. But so many things to talk about this season. Let's give it a score first. So I already wrote mine down because I was prepared. You are a juvenile and wrote Homelander for president. So
look, he's probably listening. So
8 out of 10 for you. I got 7.5. I know it's very small. Pause. But
whoa.
But yeah, this season personally for me, this was one of the seasons that I think was the least enjoyable for me. I didn't hate it, but I also didn't love it. I mean, to top season 3 with Soldier Boy, insane. That season was, in my opinion, the best season, and I feel like this one was the weaker season.
Well, I mean, like, it's hard to compete because season 1, you have like that whole era, like aura of like we're figuring it out, like it's kind of setting everything up and like inducing everything. So you're kind of like, oh shit, like that's gonna be really good. Season 2 was crazy because of the whole Stormfront stuff and like the finding about like the Homelander,
bitch.
Like that was like crazy revelations. And then season 3, we have Soldier Boy stuff. So you're just like, okay, how are you gonna top that? But I mean, like I said, like the moment in episode 2 or whatever it was when that guy can can fucking create clothes himself, and he's running a train eating his own ass in the sauna, I was just like,
salad.
We're in for the moment Butcher sent that shit to fucking Newman, and you're expecting it to be the leak, and it's a fucking asshole. I was like,
was that Butcher? I was like,
whose asshole was that?
Did you just look it up? And then I'm using this on.
He googled asshole.
Newman,
literally,
cheeky bugger. Like, ew, bro. And she was like, and the funny thing is, they said that was a real reaction from the actress. She was not expecting that photo, and then she almost broke character. And I was like, yo, Claudia Dummett. Great. That was great.
That was funny as fuck. Yeah.
I'm a Victoria Newman apologist. She could do no wrong, except why do you give your daughter powers? And why are they hentai tentacles?
Why were they the literal like worst power you can ever give to someone to make them an actual monster?
Yeah. Like what the fuck?
I guess you can't control that, but it's just like that was a bad move.
I just feel like, well, so far everyone's like power has been like related to like some type of stuff.
Yeah.
Like Homelander's so like invulnerable, but like as a kid he was poked, prodded, tortured, tried to like it would set him on fire. Like so like his invulnerability and shit makes sense. But like why what the fuck?
I mean, the funniest thing about that, like in general, is like, oh, I have to protect my daughter.
She did fine. She was fighting Kimiko and Frenchie.
But like, dude, like the only people who are actually going to kill your daughter
Because the people
are still going to fucking kill your daughter, even if she has fucking powers. Like Homelander is still dog walking the daughter. Like everybody is still going to be able to kill the daughter. The only people that won't kill the daughter, that the daughter was actually being stronger, are like Civies or like Kimiko and like Frenchie. They weren't going to kill her, right? So it's like you don't need to give her fucking powers. Like that's such like it was such like a I need to protect my family. If Homelander wanted you dead, wanted your family dead, he'd kill you.
Like I get maybe making her a suit like in episode 8.
Yeah.
Because like it makes sense. Like, oh yeah, we're going full throttle. We're killing every person that's not a suit that knows anything about.
Yeah.
Like,
now you have to do it.
Yeah, but like, Juan Carlos Esposito was like, why would you do that to my granddaughter?
Yeah, literally.
Like, why? But Victoria Newman, apologist. She could do no wrong. What were some like highlights of the season for you?
There was a lot of things I just found interesting because I was like, that's an interesting route to go on. But like highlights, finally at the very end, Kimiko and Frenchie. I mean, I was like, God damn, finally, because it pissed me off. The very first episode, she's like, you and me never work out, and I'm just like, y'all spent the whole last season like gassing them up to be like this like couple, and then just switched it immediately.
No, it was a great scene.
Yeah,
it was great. I was actually I have an issue. I love Kimiko. Kimiko is one of my favorite. She's probably my favorite of the boys.
Yeah.
I love that they were going somewhere with her story,
right? And then didn't.
And then they just didn't.
Yeah.
So either they're touching on that season 5,
which they should.
But then, like, as we saw what happened with fucking knockoff Superman and I forget their names.
Kate, I think.
Kate. Yeah, I didn't watch Gen V because I couldn't be bothered. I didn't like the concept. A big part of the reason why I even got into the boys was because Jensen Ackles was going to be Soldier Boy, and I was like, oh. Like, I love Jensen Ackles from his Supernatural days and stuff like that. I wanted to, follow. Speaking of which, Sam Jared Padalecki is also rumored to be in The Boys next season. So not only we have Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki, the whole Supernatural squad with President Robert. I was like, yo, this show is just basically like the cast of Supernatural in a superhero show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could care less. But that went from a high point to a low point really quick when like Kimiko was like, no! I was just like, no. That hurt.
That was crazy.
That hurt.
No.
I was like, damn. No. But it pissed me off that they didn't really go into her story that much. Like they kind of just a lot of the character stories took a back seat immediately.
Yeah.
And I feel like this season should have 10 episodes because then at least we could have flushed like the rest of it out.
Yeah, I mean, like, because no way they're gonna do next season like a whole. Like, they're not gonna do a whole new storyline. They're gonna do everything to wrap it up. So like, you can give Frenchie one more episode, Kimiko an episode. You can have an episode for Butcher. Starlight Huey stuff is pretty much wrapped up.
Yeah.
MM's, I mean, like very little. We need A-Train back, and then like what's gonna happen with like the Deep Noir and stuff like that.
Yeah, A-Train was solid.
A-Train was solid, and then you have like that's the last 2 episodes, the whole Butcher and Homelander stuff. Like that's about it.
So
and then you also need Soldier Boy too. Like there's still a bunch of shit they need to do.
Yeah, no, the reveal of Soldier Boy, good because I was like, yo, where is my man? Like, there's no way he's done, right? Kimiko was great, even when she lost her leg. That shit was hilarious.
Shit pissed me off.
A-Train, fantastic. Some really disturbing stuff. The Tech Knight stuff was ungodly. Sit on the chocolate cake. Fart on it.
Like that scene made me like just gag.
The asparagus pussy juice was outrageous.
Dude, she actually just fucking like masturbating on it. It was the funniest thing out there. So it's like, you okay, Huey? And he's like, yeah, I'm good.
I'm not.
Actually masturbated in physics, and I'm just like, he did.
Yeah, that was the actress who plays Ashley, like she's been popping up on my For You a lot. And like I couldn't stand the actress when she was on Jessica Jones. I was like, oh my God. Because I'm like, I don't feel like she's acting. I just feel like she's just this type of Karen. But like I've really come to enjoy this actress. She's great. This season I think is her best season.
Yeah.
And Yeah, the fact that she tried the upper decker Homelander's toilet, or
she did.
It's crazy,
dude. The funny moment where she was like, she gets kicked out, and she's like mad as fucking like on the phone, or she hangs up, and the fucking like commentator guy, the news guy, he's just like on the floor naked. She's like, "Who wants their balls crushed?" He's like, "Me." He had me fucking dying.
Yeah, this season had some really great stuff, but it also had some stuff that just pissed me the fuck off. I mean, not pissed me off, but annoyed the hell out of me because I'm like, why are we focusing? Half of the season, Frenchie's a bitch.
He's not even in like 3 episodes.
Like he's just like, I get the Colin thing. I don't care if he's bisexual. Like I really care. What bothers me is like they're hyping Kimiko and him up, and then they kind of swerve this out of nowhere.
I mean, I was just like, I mean, like I preferred Frenchie when he was straight, but also I didn't give a fuck if he was bi or gay or whatever. But I'm just like, Colin was so out of left field.
Yeah, just out of nowhere.
And I was just like, I don't fucking care if Frenchie killed his family. I don't like him. You didn't make him a personable, like a likable character. They just made him some random fucking dude that Frenchie feels sorry for.
You know what pissed me off? Colin going, I saw the guy's scar that day. So in all the times you
fucked.
You
didn't look at his leg.
You've never like touched the leg or anything. Frenchie wears socks on the whole time.
Yeah.
Like there's no way. I don't know. Just if I'm hooking up with someone, I know that body like consistently. I know that body in and out.
It's just like oh, you really tell me like oh, like you just completely didn't notice the one feature on someone that could like link like to your past trauma. You didn't notice like. It's like, what? Like, Frenchie had fucking knee-high socks on the whole time? Like, what the fuck was going on?
That's his kink.
Probably.
He's wearing thigh highs.
Literally. I'm just like,
but yeah,
what?
That bit bothered me. Like, and then Annie being pissed that Huey not knowing that it was her.
But understandably so.
No, but this is why I'll tell you why. Okay? One, Annie, you need to go to anger management.
She was beating ass all season. I was feeling. I was
firecracker whooping.
Dude,
justified.
Beat the
justified.
Yes.
Okay? The pedo was like, she had an abortion. You're a pedophile. I don't like.
You're a pedophile, and you're like a scumbag.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I don't care. Like, but no, when your man just lost his dad, almost got raped, almost killed. And then when he's like, oh, my girlfriend wants to, like, switch it up and put on the Starlight outfit and hook up and stick 2 fingers in me, which I was not expecting.
Fair, man. Fair play.
And the fact that she bragged about it to Annie, like, oh, yeah, he was really into it. I was like, oh, my God, bro. Like, oh, my God. 20 times 2 in 10 days.
That was also the big thing where I was just like, that was so out of left field.
So crazy.
And I was just like, because I literally was like, what? Like that episode, I think it was episode like 7 or whatever, where it was like they hook up and then like it immediately cuts to Annie chained up, and I was like, what? How does that make any fucking sense at all? I was like, that makes no. Like, they didn't set this up at all. Like, how the fuck did Annie even get kidnapped in the first fucking place? Like, what the fuck was that? I was like, okay, like this is what we're doing. It was interesting,
but they kind of explained it. She just went to the bathroom and she got chloroform.
Yeah, a fucking. It's like a fucking like frame. I was like, that's the stupidest like thing ever. I was like, because when because he said 10 days. Like what was that? Was that just they did that in like the episode real quick, or was it like was she the shapeshifter like in that episode for a while and we just didn't notice it?
From what I think, it was they caught her at the bar. Now that I think about it, did she just leave her in the bathroom or something?
That's what I'm saying.
Because she went there with Huey. So, like, how'd she get her to the warehouse?
That's what I'm saying.
Also, what kind of metal were those chains? Because how you can't break that?
She has her power block.
Yeah,
but she was still beating people's ass.
She still has super strength.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I'm just like that was something that I was kind of confused about. I also didn't care about. I'm sorry, I didn't care about Huey's mom story thing.
I didn't either.
For a little bit, it just, and then they dropped it immediately after, like,
very quickly.
Dad died, I just felt like a lot of these stories were
unnecessary. It was just unnecessary
and blatantly obvious. We obviously knew Kessler was an hallucination.
I mean, at first, I thought that was a decent. I would have rathered him not to be an hallucination.
Yeah,
but I understand if it's fine that he was. But also, I was just like, they showed him the season before, whatever, and like Butcher was like talking to him in the fucking thing. I'm like, Butcher really is like, I can understand, like, obviously if in private he's talking to him, but like in the middle of the office building, right? He's talking to him. He's just pouring the thing on the fucking floor. I'm just like,
no one saw it.
Like, okay, I guess, but I was like, that right. It's kind of those things where I'm just like, that made it seem like that person was actually a real person, and then it's like now we backtrack. Oh, he actually wasn't real the whole time, even though like you made it seem very like well. Like, a lot of the scenes and scenes where you're like, okay, like look back, that is like it makes sense. It's a hallucination. Like there's no like oh, he's an actual person. It's like a 50-50. But then like in like that last season, I was like, nah, that's so obvious. Would be a normal person. Like
the second I saw Becca, I was like, oh, he's hallucinating.
Yeah.
The second, like I was like, but I'm also kind of pissed that they're using Joe Kessler as how Butcher is in the comics, like his evil side. Because I'm like I hate, like, it's a great visual representation of the angel and the devil on your side, like Becca being the angel and Kessler being the devil. But it also just was like, I kind of just wanted that switch. Like, I love when Ryan killed Mallory. Yeah. Right? It came out in a leak, so I kind of expected that was going to happen. But I love that, like, Butcher was like, oh, fuck this. It's a wrap now. It's scorched earth time.
Yeah, he was like, right? It's done.
And he was sad, but he was like, I have to do it. And I was like, see, if that was a moment where it's just Butcher and Butcher has made that realization, fine. But I hate this possession of, like, because it's very similar to, like, how they did Jake Lockley in Moon Knight TV show, even though, like, Mark has DID, so, like, he actually has alters. Whereas, like, Billy Butcher does not.
He's just hallucinating.
Yeah,
it takes away from Butcher, and it kind of blends to two characters instead of having a good character for Butcher by himself. And I just really feel like, yeah, if it was like that scene, so he wasn't actually like dying there. He was making it seem like he was dying, right?
No, he was dying. He's dying
in the hospital. Oh, no, he's dying. Yeah. And like in the hospital bed, like because the way he was acting is like he like passed out or whatever, and like is like on his like literal deathbed. And then that was like the trap for like Ryan, right?
No, I think they just used it as such.
Yeah, right. But he wasn't actually. It was a trap.
I don't think he's gonna die in that moment.
That's why. That's what it made it seem like he's gonna die in like a day or two. But like, no, he was like he still has like what his time left or whatever.
But the thing that pisses me off is how is he not gonna die now? Like, because Kessler take.
That's what he made it seem
like.
Has
taken over, so now he's just good.
He's healing. Yeah, it's like you don't know.
Can we talk about the tentacle porn? I'm not a fan of it. I think that's really...
They set it up, but I mean, yeah.
No, what pisses me off is it's just like, one, why does it look identical to Zoe?
Just it's not identical, but like, yeah.
More like, but also like, we saw him with powers. He had laser.
Yeah, that's why I was like, so we're changing his powers now?
Yeah, and I'm
just like... He had Homelander powers, and now he's not.
I'm just like, and now he's going to be busted? Because like, it looks stupid.
It's broken.
It looks stupid. Like, how easily he ripped... Claudia Newman, we missed.
Dude, he fucking got her. I was like, okay, this is where she's gonna die. But I was just like, I thought he was gonna shoot her with the fucking gun, like that fucking thing, and kill her. But no, he fucking grabbed her and just ripped her in half. I was like,
Frenchie should have shot him.
He wasn't gonna do that.
He wasn't, because like Frenchie won't, but like he should have. Because like if they're going, I'm excited. We all knew evil villain Butcher was going. That's the route we're going.
It's the only way he's going to end up dying.
Yeah,
like, it makes sense for him to die.
Like, but I don't like that. This is how, like, we're doing Kessler power thing. It just looks. If we didn't get laser vision Butcher and golden laser vision Butcher in season 3, I'd be like, okay, not my favorite power, but whatever. Now to change the powers, I just feel like it's kind of weak.
They just changed him to a monster. That's all. It's like he was like a nice antithesis to Homelander when he had laser powers, and it's like I don't understand. Like, okay, that power fades away, but then he just doesn't. He gets a different power instead of the same power his body already kind of adapted to. Like what?
And also, they're like, oh, well, it's the cancer now. It's like super cancer.
Super cancer.
But I'm like, so cancer just becomes like a tentacle monster.
That's what I'm saying.
Like I don't know. That stuff. It kind of
because they set it up with like the sheep and stuff, which was also what the fuck was that? Like I was like, okay, they're putting V into the animals, and I was like, interesting. These fucking chickens are running amok, fucking running straight through people. Like interesting, and then these fucking sheep are flying, and I was like, what are we doing here?
This season was my least favorite. I don't hate it. Again, I don't hate it.
Yeah.
But like, it was just a bunch of things that I felt like were very jumbled, disorganized. Things that like I wanted dived in, more, and we didn't. And then like the last 2 episodes, we just steam ran right into the assassination run, and Homelander takes over the world.
Yeah.
Right.
It really was that. Yeah. It really was that.
And that's what bothers me about it. Like again, I don't hate the show. I don't hate it, but like it was just things about it. I was like, okay, like I could have did without the Frenchie storyline.
We could have like
if
it's like
gonna focus Frenchie.
It's like don't set it up in the beginning and then have him be MMA for 2-3 episodes.
Locked himself up.
Like
locked himself up, and then it was just like I don't know. It just bugged me. The Ryan stuff was interesting. How he flip flopped between
interesting. Ryan's becoming very interesting.
Yeah. And so like what kind of drove me insane was funny is how they're like, hey, we want you to stop Homelander. He's like, no, I don't really want to do it. Kills his grandma. He's like, and just casually.
That's what I'm just like.
Casually just leaves, and I'm just like, I mean, that's solid acting.
Yeah.
I'm just there like, we need you to go up against your dad. No,
kill
the person
he's my dad.
Kill the person that raised you, kind of. That's crazy. But I just feel like I need more A-Train story. He obviously got to go.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But if they're going any route similar to the comics, Butcher killing the boys is going to be insane.
There's no way it's going to happen. Like, it's just the way the story has presented, it's been like we're putting too much emphasis on like the boys and everybody for them to be characters that any type of audience would be okay with them dying in the end. It's just how that's not how it's
you would use that logic for a normal show. This show is nowhere near.
But they don't like they do things out of like what the fuck, like that was crazy, not where they do things to outrage their audience. Like everybody in their fucking mom would outburst rage if Butcher killed all the boys in the end.
Well, definitely one of them or two of them are dying.
Who?
Well, because in the comics, Butcher blows MM's face off, leaving him as just a skeleton, and somehow survives a point-blank grenade explosion. I don't know. I didn't read it. And then he does Frenchie and Kimiko dirty. Like they go and then they walk into a room booby trapped with massive amounts of grenades.
Mm-hmm.
So I think most likely we'll see Frenchie die.
I think if he's gonna kill two people are gonna die, it's gonna be Frenchie and Kimiko.
Yeah,
both of them, because they're already kind of like it's like they're setting up like we're past kind of redemption at this point. Like we don't need to be forgiven, blah blah blah. And they're kind of like we just like take it day by day, become better people. And it's like those two because like Frenchie needs to atone, like he does crazy shit. No, I love Frenchie. He's like my favorite character in the show. And then Kimiko's like with him and like also has her thing. Like Huey's not dying.
I mean, Huey kills Butcher.
Yeah, Starlight's not dying. I don't see MM dying either because they're working so hard for him to finally be able to be with his family. So like they're not dying.
Okay, I just had a random idea. What if? Because we expect A-Train to die. What if?
At this point, anyway.
What if A-Train is the reason why MM survived?
It's possible. I would rather see A-Train be the reason why Huey survives.
Oh, that's
because he's literal the reason why everything started.
It would come full circle.
Yeah, so that would make the most sense. Because he obviously stole the V for Huey to save his dad, but then his dad is like, that whole plot point, I was like, we brushed off the fact that his dad just killed like 6 people in this fucking hospital so fucking quickly, but like, it amounted to nothing. So like, I can understand maybe if his dad survived and was a normal person, okay, Adrian kind of paid his dues, made his amends. Okay, it's still the same fucking shit. But I can see him saving himself because Homelander's about to kill Huey, saves Huey, and then fucking dies to Homelander. I could see that happening, and then that would kind of make everything full circle. But I don't. MM's not a bad shout either because they kind of had the little interaction.
This season they definitely like had some moments. I don't know.
Starlight's not dying.
I'm excited to see where they go for season 5. They quote it as being apocalyptic, so it's gonna be nuts.
Yeah.
There's no way. There's no way Soldier Boy and Homelander could be on the same team, even though they're making it seem like.
If the boys have that dart that can actually kill them, I can see why they would need the help. The other side needs the help.
But they shouldn't know about the virus.
Who?
Like Homelander.
No, I'm saying the show writers are doing that. Yeah. They're putting him on the same team because now the boys have a literal, like, and especially Butcher's back. Like, he's probably on their level now too. Like,
you know what's crazy is I watched the finale with a friend of ours. You know, the Great Stone Mushu. Shout out him. He should be here, but my man is recovering from COVID. Mm-hmm. Is that I said the way that they'll disperse the bomb that kills all the Supes is through Soldier Boy.
Possible.
His nuke ability definitely cause things to be airborne. So I was like, what if they manage to shoot him, and he tries to, like, not knowing what it is, like, tries to detonate himself, causing all the Supes or in the vicinity to just die. And I was like, that would make sense for me rather than them being like, oh, we'll come up with a way to disperse it.
Yeah, it's like,
I mean, you have a walking bomb right there.
Yeah, you literally have to give it a Soldier Boy. But it's also, I think the whole point, because that's kind of easy cop out.
I mean, you have to get to him.
But it's also like, oh, like, we do that, we kill all the Supes, hooray! It's like, no, I feel like the whole point the boys is kind of trying to set up is the reason I don't think Starlight can die. Speaking of Starlight, I'll get to her tangent about her. But like, I don't think Starlight can die is because Starlight, they did such a weird thing to me. That's why I liked Starlight so much. Like, she was one of my more favorite characters the first 2 or 3 seasons. And this season, they just made her so fucking just like awful. Like, they made her such a bad character, like such a bad person in this. Like not even like, I don't care about the abortion stuff, but it's like such a fucking bitch being a pageant, and just like it just like it did a very good job at just irredeeming her character. Where it's like the beginning, she's like this beacon of like, yeah, she's not perfect and she has her flaws, but she's still like a good person. And now it's like, I don't care if I'm a good person. I'm not a good person. I'm just like, that's not the point of Starlight. The point of Starlight is for her to be like this symbol of like, she kind of has the strength to compete, but she's good. Like, she's like the only good fucking hero in the world of all these fucking ego heroes that don't fucking care about normal people. Like, she's the only one. And now they're kind of like digressing her. So that's why I think at the very end, it's going to be like Homelander right now is kind of like the king in charge. And then they're not going to kill every Supe because that just kind of promotes genocide at that point. They're going to have it. Annie is like the Homelander step in. Maybe she kind of takes over Vought and kind of has like the 7, and it being like a Justice League type shit. Where like she's commanding the 7, but like for the good of everybody, not just this fucking thing.
I don't think every Supe will die.
Not every.
I think you have to handle like Kate and the knockoff Superman, and I think
the bad ones are gonna die.
Yeah, like I think, or a good amount.
Good amount of the bad ones are gonna die.
And I think that's why, like I say, when like if they were to shoot it up into Soldier Boy and he detonates, it'd be anyone in the vicinity. So like
actually, here's a thought: they shoot it into Soldier Boy before Soldier Boy fights Homelander. Homelander beats Soldier Boy, and then Soldier Boy explodes, killing Homelander with the virus.
But Butcher got to do it.
Maybe Butcher, as he's dying, shoots Soldier Boy.
Or maybe, because I could see this happening. They shoot Soldier Boy, he goes kaboom. It affects Butcher and Homelander. but it doesn't kill them.
Regular?
It makes them regular.
And they fight.
And they fight.
Woo! That would be tough.
Yeah,
that would be tough.
They would fight it out, scorched earth, and obviously Butcher's gonna win because
Homeland's a bitch.
Homelander without powers is not doing shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. I just feel like certain characters definitely took a weird turn this season. And
a lot of characters.
Overly critical. Your boyfriend had just been SA'd almost, and he didn't know. He was just looking. And even then, he put it together pretty quickly. He needed 4 or 5 clues. 4 or 5 clues.
Yeah, he gave a couple of clues.
MM, I felt like was thoroughly consistent.
Yeah. Don't like the look change, but I mean,
he just said he needed it for health reasons.
Oh, the mustache and stuff.
He explained the actor Laz Alonso said that he had gained 40 pounds bulking up, and that he didn't realize like how big he was getting, and so he cut and started eating healthier. But he said the reason why I shaved the beard mostly was because if you're a leader of a group and you're reporting to like military officials, you would want it to look like this.
Very true, but it just doesn't.
It doesn't look good on him.
Yeah, I liked how he looked before.
Yeah, I liked season 3 him, but I get being like I was my heaviest I'd ever been, so I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Starlight's character was
like Huey just completely.
Huey just kind of I felt just
he was fine
unless it was his like family.
What I liked. What I actually did like about Huey, which was like a very underrated part of the season, Butcher was at odds with everybody in that fucking season. But Huey was like always still there, kind of like, oh, like we need Butcher, like this is like he was always kind of like
he's a great middleman.
Yeah, and then it was always like, and what I loved about it too was like Butcher didn't treat Huey like he treated the others. It was like Butcher would be kind of disrespectful to Huey in previous seasons, or just kind of like give him like the same chops he would do to everybody. But this, especially since he's dying, he's probably like, I'm gonna be like a little bit more lenient and nicer with like Huey, and was like, so like there would be times like he would talk, Butcher would talk to someone and like be a dick, and the next time Huey talks to him, like you can see Butcher actually being real with him and like doing like real shit, like saying real shit to him. And I was like, that was like a very nice like, because it was like Butcher is a dick to everybody, but like Huey has like earned like a soft spot from him. Yeah. So I really liked that part. At the very end, like, or I guess it was, I thought that's why we all thought that was like Butcher's last moments or like near the end of Butcher's moments, and he's like, oh, like go to the topless bar for me for Lenny, right? And he's like talking to him like this. I'm like, okay, like he's like actually like sees Huey as like his little brother, like actually has a soft spot for him, which he has never had for anybody else besides Becca, obviously, and maybe Ryan. But like, there were some good moments. Like Butcher had some great moments in this season.
So I will agree. And then he had some moments where I was just there, like, okay, which weren't bad, but it was just kind of like, okay, like kidnapping and cutting someone's leg off. That was okay.
How did he even do that? Like,
he had that in the time.
He was with everyone else.
Yeah. But okay, real quick. Who would you say were your top 5 characters that stood out this season?
Butcher is always going to stand out. I liked A-Train.
Yeah.
I always liked Frenchie, but Frenchie didn't do much, so not really. What else is there? There's someone I'm missing that I actually really liked this season. Honestly, Deep was so much better this season. Like he actually like kind of he was standing on business this season.
He was, but I just feel like it's the same. Like he stood on business, but he's the same every season.
Yeah.
And so like I'm just no shade to the actor. That's character you're written. But I'm like, every scene could be summed up into the same thing. So, but that's up to you. You said 4.
I'd probably say Butcher, A-Train, Huey. I guess like they were like the only parts because I didn't like Huey. I never liked Huey, and this season is like where I was like,
some respect on Jack Wade, man.
Jack Wade's sick, but like I mean. He pulled your girl. I mean, that girl.
He's dating Claudia Domit.
Like, once you know that happens in real life, you're just like, I like him no matter what.
Clapping Annie on the show.
Clapping
Newman
in real life
is tough.
Crazy. Because it just feels like Huey was in this season established more all the other seasons where it's like his connection with people actually pays off.
Yeah.
With Newman, paid off a little bit. Butcher
it was going
pays
to.
Off. It was going to. Right? With everybody, where it's like in the past season, it's like he was kind of more useless and kind of more like the hacker or whatever. In this season, it's like, okay, what are you gonna fucking do? Oh, because you're extremely close with Newman, you're extremely close with A-Train, you're extremely close with Starlight, you're extremely close with Butcher. Like he was even close with Kimiko. I had the moment with her. It was like everything kind of came from. It's like this is what we want, especially out of main character.
Yeah. No, this was his best season.
Yeah.
This was definitely his best season. One thing to big up Jack Quaid, his dad. So the character Hugh is based off of Peg, right?
And then who was based off of his dad in the comics, yeah.
So like, what's funny is just like how he paid tribute on Father's Day to Simon Pegg. He's like, thanks, Dad. Didn't even say Happy Father's Day to his actual dad because he does not get along with his dad because his dad is a flaming Republican who like supports Donald Trump and Jack Quaid doesn't. So he's like, Happy Father's Day, Dad, Simon Pegg, and just said, fuck off, Dad. Like,
that's
actually,
crazy.
Dad, yo. And you dating Claudia? Yo, my man, you are him.
He's cooking. He's cooking in real life.
For me, I would say the top 5 characters for me would go Newman since episode.
Oh, yeah, Newman.
Since when Huey threw the fucking acid in her face, she was like, "Motherfucker, I have to change."
Butcher fucking shot her, just bounced off. I was like,
I was tough.
He was like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah, Butcher, Huey, Sage. Sage was
I was about to say, I'm about to actually finish your list and I was about to ask the question.
And I would say Kimiko, but I gotta give it to Black Noir.
Black Noir was pissing me off. The funniest moment where like he's like, this motherfucker fly too.
What? Nah, what I loved about Black Noir this season was the guy who's been under the mask has been under the mask this whole time.
They don't need to change the actor, yeah.
Well, no, like, I mean, even though, like, he wasn't the one originally acting him, he's the original Black Noir because he's the guy that's been doing it this whole time.
Yeah.
But I love that they wrote into the show that Black Noir has narcolepsy because the actor in real life has narcolepsy.
That's funny.
And so like the random times of him just or
probably true.
Yeah, it was actually and then when he was flying. Oh, what do you mean she was lobotomizing herself? I was like, yo, I will get the best moments of the Deep were with Black Noir.
Yeah. He stood on business against Starlight. Yeah. He was like, I don't respect your truth. He's like, Me Too movement's over. Fuck you. And just fucking pushed her. I was like, oh, okay.
Okay, it's either Black Noir or A-Train because A-Train was phenomenal this season.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll have to see. Do you have anything?
So what did you think about at the very end? Sage was like the mastermind manipulator of this whole thing.
That's what I expected.
I was like really underwhelmed of what she did because I was like smartest person in the world, and like you couldn't foresee the Homelander would be like this with you, like and then at the very she did call it, but it's like you know it's gonna happen. Why'd you agree, right? But she set everything up, and I was like, interesting. I thought weird as fuck. That she's fucking the Deep, and then like she's fucking Deep and Black Noir at the same time. Crazy, but then she's like she said, "You lobotomize me, I'll let you fuck me in the ass with Weston Kim." He's
like, "How deep? How deep you want it?" Yeah, no. What I liked about Sage was how manipulative she was in the season, and she called it out, and she called Homelander out immediately. And then the fact that she has to lobotomize herself to interact with the Deep.
Mm.
But then she's like hooking with Black Noir. She's like, this is who I really enjoy. But then this is when I want to take a break. This is who I am.
Yeah.
But the funniest part of the season for me, I have to say, is when they're workshopping Ryan's superhero name.
Homeboy.
And I said, nah. Nah. And we had the conversation as to why that's extra funny. I'm not going to explain it, but hilarious.
You know what also is a really underrated moment? Probably people don't even remember it that much. But remember, like, they were, I forget exactly when it happened, but it was like Frenchie was like I think it was right after, like, they killed the shifter. And then, like, it was Starlight, Huey, Kimiko, and MM come into like the warehouse as like Frenchie is like he's like trying to do the virus, and he looks around, he's like, I did it. Whoa, what happened to you guys? And like everybody has like stone cold faces, and Kimiko's just like that shit was so funny.
Yeah, I think I'm excited for season 5. I want it to go out like as good as season 3. And I think if it does, then that'd be great. But let us know, guys. If you
before, I don't know if you saw this. It was like something I remember like earlier too, because we were talking about Ashley in the show. Mm-hmm. You know, like the thing where like the thing on Twitter where people say like "hear me out" and it's just like a picture of a girl. Like people were like, "Oh, just hear me out," like if like thing. They were like, some person said "hear me out," and it was a picture of Ashley from The Boys. And then the comments on that is so fucking funny because they're like, because one of them was like, see, this is probably the most like effective use of this meme format I've ever seen. Because usually when they say "hear me out," it's like some really attractive girl. It's like, okay, we're not hearing you out, obviously, like whatever. Then he's like, this is probably the one of the most effective or like accurate "hear me outs" I've seen in a while. But on the side note, you're a sick motherfucker.
Yeah, no, Ashley, I'm curious what her power is going to be. I hope she grows her hair back.
Hopefully.
But if you guys enjoyed our discussion and made it through, I didn't expect us to talk 40 minutes more than this, but hey, there was some more we could talk about, but you know, we're not trying to beat a dead horse. We enjoyed the season. It's not my favorite. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's your favorite.
Not my favorite season, no.
And at the end of the day, you know, this is a crazy show off a comic book where this guy hates superheroes. And
also, this guy's favorite character is Soldier Boy. And let's remember, Soldier Boy is racist. So, like, you guys take that information what you will.
But see, the thing is, all the people are going to be like, but Soldier Boy kind of tough.
Soldier Boy's tough.
Soldier Boy's out in the streets.
But you like Soldier Boy.
He's not like, but the thing
is,
racist. He's not as bad as Tech Knight.
Oh, no, I mean, but like...
He said, my granddaddy would catch you. I looked him dead in the face. And then Firecracker, too. Like, yo, like...
Firecracker. I mean, we didn't even talk about the craziest thing. She's fucking taking medication so she can fucking breastfeed Homelander.
She squirted
I was like...
When she squirted him in the face and then coddled him next to the American flag, I said, if that doesn't scream...
America.
Incel America, it's not.
I was like, oh my fucking God. I was like, good on you, like, Firecracker, for, like, actually, like, figuring a way to be kind of relevant. Character. And, like, I was like... Because I thought you were going to be an annoying ass bitch the whole time. But it's like, but like you're like a flaming pedo and like you're doing like you're manipulating, like trying to manipulate to like be on Homelander's good side. I'm just like,
no.
Okay, fair enough.
What's your power? Oh, that's it?
Nothing.
That's it?
That's what you gotta ask me so many times.
Yeah, bruh. But if you guys enjoyed the season or enjoyed our discussion, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment. We're curious what you guys have to say. Maybe we're dead wrong on this. Maybe this was the best season of The Boys.
People have said that like they ruined Newman's character by killing her off like that. Like they just ruined her character.
It felt cheap. It felt cheap. It really did. And then where's her dad?
Probably come back.
And why is the daughter being sent to this facility when like?
I mean, the ending did piss me off. I'll tell you, like just them getting captured at the very end. I was like, okay, like what the fuck?
And yeah, no. How'd you know where Huey and Starlight were? Where you could just drop a fucking plane?
Yeah,
I get I don't know what her power. If it's like Magneto like type or just pressure or whatever. I'm assuming it's Master of Metal type thing. But I was just like, okay. But Starlight flying at light speed apparently was kind of crazy.
I was like, everyone's flying now. Everyone can fucking fly now.
She could kind of fly. She was like
hovering a little bit. Now she's fucking Superman. Aren't you fucking beat that ball bitch's ass at this point? Like, come on. You're beating everyone's ass. I can't beat that.
I don't know why she could.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
but let us know what you thought. And next week, we are going to be watching Deadpool 3. We'll be having a discussion about that. We're trying to figure out what some other discussions we can do. So make sure to tune in for that. If you have any ideas you want me and Kid Clutch to talk about, make sure to comment down below or hit us up on Instagram or TikTok, whatever. And any final words, my man?
Nope. Oi, Huey.
Oh, Huey. I'm fucking out of here. Peace.